Hello and welcome to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar. In this video we'll be sharing some quickfire quotes on Fezziwig, who might seem like a minor character in Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, but actually is an insightful reminder of who Scrooge's first boss was and a great role model of how to manage staff. We only encounter Fezziwig in Stave 2, but he contrasts Scrooge's relationship with Bob Cratchit as we see him at his Christmas party with his colleagues and family and friends, and he's merry and joyful. He's full of life and spirit. It's clear that he values his workers. And his function, if nothing else as a symbol, as shown by the Ghost of Christmas Past, is to remind Scrooge he should care for his employees with humanity, not with malice, as he's been shown to do in Stave 1 with Bob, where he's very difficult about giving Bob a day off work. So all the evidence we'll be looking at is from Stave 2, and these are a few insights into Fezziwig's character and what he represents for us across his function and role in Stave 2. So, hilly-ho, cried old Fezziwig. So instantly we're struck by how joyful his exclamations are and how they reflect his optimism. Hilly-ho isn't really a phrase, but it definitely sounds like someone who's animated and effusive and excited to be there. The verb cried reflects Fezziwig's glee at the celebration he's sharing with his work colleagues. He's happy to be there. I think Dickens is also stressing by using the adjective old that this is a youthful man, even though he's old. He's got quite fun, flippant, youthful behaviour. He's able to be a boss and be good fun. It's quite a rare trick. The next piece of evidence we get quite close to this is clear away, my lads, and let's have lots of room here. I suppose it's to create dancing space. Hey-ho, Dick, chirrup, Ebenezer. So the littering of exclamation marks, which by now I'm sure you're aware of, accentuates the dramatic interactions he's having with his workers. He's so excited, and the exclamation marks really punctuate that. The other thing you'll have noticed is he's quite informal and personable with his workers. He refers to Scrooge by his first name as Ebenezer. We can only assume that someone called Dick is also somebody he works with. But this is someone who is excited, really excited, for this time to spend, not as their boss, but as somebody who values them. He calls them my lads. It's as if he sees them as part of his life in a genuinely meaningful way, not just as worker, working for a boss. I get the impression that the most important thing for Fezziwig on this occasion is that everyone has a good time, not that they are there formally because it's the work Christmas party. That to me is a great sentiment of a man we must respect. So these next quotations also show something rich about his character. Let's look at this first one. Comfortable, oily, rich, fat, jovial. All these adjectives describe Fezziwig and they mirror his interest in the finer things in life. It also signals he enjoys luxury with words like rich and comfortable, perhaps because he enjoys delicious food with greasy words like oily and fat, but also he enjoys luxurious experiences. Feeling young and jovial just means that. Regardless of anything else, this description of Fezziwig heightens how much Fezziwig benefits from his attitude. Unlike Scrooge, he's not suffering from his miserly ways. Because Fezziwig is the opposite of a miser, he's open and excited to be alive. He's happy to share his life with others. As we see with this next quotation, there is a lively charm about Fezziwig. He laughed all over himself. The verb laughed echoes that charm that I mentioned before. We really see that Fezziwig is the direct contrast to Scrooge, who has actively sobbed at the sight of his younger self earlier in Stave 2, when he's left alone at Christmas before his sister comes to pick him up. I think that this laughed all over himself, it seems uncontrolled. But that outward inability to control laughter could mean more than one thing. There's an implication that Fezziwig's employees respect him enough that he can be at peace with himself in front of them. But it also suggests that Fezziwig enjoys the celebration just as much as his colleagues. The lessons that Scrooge learns from Fezziwig are as much about how he should manage his employees as himself. We have to question, when we are removed from Fezziwig, how much joy does Scrooge have in the way he chooses to live his life? How much joy does he give his employee in the workplace? If nothing else, Dickens is proving that being a boss, being in charge, doesn't need to mean being miserly and tough. It can mean having spirit, having life, and caring for your employees, something that Scrooge definitely needs to learn, and does learn by Stave 5. It's almost as if the penny drops a little bit further just by realising what he needs to realise through re-examining a character like Fezziwig. Why not subscribe to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar for all things English, literary and grammatical?